Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. It's coffee time with John and Mama, and we're getting ready to do Southern Sunday lunch. A little late start today. We had a few errands to run after church. Thank goodness we were able to go to church today. Mama found this Smithfield center cut pork loin. It was $8.49, and she's had it a little while. I'm going to cut us off some pork chops. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And then we're going to use the rest of it as a pork roast or something else. I don't know. Mama, you got any plans for the rest of this?
I don't know. We might use a pork roast and then take the rest of it and make barbecue out of it.
Make a pork roast and make barbecue. Or
just put it to use there.
Do all kinds of goodies. But right now, I hope y'all can see me. Let me tilt you down. I'm just going to cut us off some pork chops today. Have y'all ever done this? Have y'all ever bought a pork tenderloin and then just cut you off some and use it for pork chops? That's what we do. Tenderloin. So, I'm going to turn it over on this side. And I want them to be about a ½ inch in thickness. And then I'm just going to, this is a, not a serrated knife, but it's good and sharp. It's one of our Tupperware knives. And I'm just going to cut it just like this. This first piece may not be the prettiest one, but it will be fine.
I'll eat it. It don't bother me.
Oh, so she ain't eating pretty. She don't care. That's about the thickness, but see, it's a little, I'm going to have to pound it a little bit to get it just right. Now, what I'm going to do, we may not eat all these today, but I'm going to cut off a few, and we can throw them in the freezer and have some for another time. Because if we eat a pork roast, we won't eat a big one. We will not eat much for pork roast, I guarantee, but we do like it some. And then we'll end up making the rest of it in barbecue sandwiches, and we really don't eat that much barbecue sandwiches. So most of this we will use for pork chops, and we'll freeze them. And this is cheaper than buying pork chops, and you just have to do this little bit of work right here. And there, look at that boneless pork tenderloin, and it's as good as the butcher can do in the store.
If you've got the time, they will cut some of them for you if you ask them.
They will.
Nice,
but you can do it yourself at home. So that's the, look at that nice pork loins. I'll cut over half of it with pork chops. We won't cut all these today, but these will be great for breakfast. They'll be great for supper one night. You can freeze them and have them good to go. I'm going to leave probably about that much for just a small amount for a roast, and then make the rest of it in sandwiches after we make the roast. I don't know that I've ever known of us making sandwiches from a raw meat. It's always, we turn it into something. Like if we have roast beef, we'll barbecue the beef and make sandwiches another day. Or if we have...
Or we use them for open face sandwiches sometimes.
Or open face sandwich for the beef. But it's not always barbecue. But if we do have barbecue sandwiches, usually it's a redo of something we've already cooked. Just like this, we'll have pork chops out of this, and then we will have a pork roast. And then we'll go from there. And our pork chops are really boring and really simple. So if you're on here looking for some great, wonderful new idea, mainly it's salt and pepper, and we fry them good and done. And that's our pork chops. That's what we like. Today's menu for Southern Sunday lunch is quite simple and ordinary. Y'all seen us do it before. We're having pork chops, mashed potatoes, and you guessed it, pork and beans, because that's what we do. And we're going to fix us up a little bit of pea salad. Just because we've not had any in a while, and it's so good. And it's one of those things that kind of rings the bell for spring. You know, spring's the kind of, let's fix some kind of salad, some kind of pea salad. We make different pea salads. We got one that we call Mama's Traditional, and that's what we're having today. Mama's Traditional Pea Salad, which is peas out of the can. And it has boiled eggs in it, and it has a little dab of mustard and some good mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and sometimes we'll stick a tomato in it.
Little onion.
And a little onion, a little bit. Sometimes we'll stick a tomato in it if we have a good one. And I think we do have a good one. It's not homemade, but it's a good tomato. The other pea salad we make with frozen peas. We make it with cheddar cheese and mayonnaise and onion and little. You don't put no mustard in that one, do we? And we put tomatoes in that one every time. So we make a couple of pea salads at least. Mama,
That looks good.
Is that enough for a roast?
Yeah.
Or you can cut one more?
That'd be good.
Okay.
Holds it'll shrink.
Okay. I'll trim him up just a touch. So we still have that much left for a good roast. This originally was a whopping, get the eyes focused, 5.3 pounds. So out of a 5-pound roast, which costed $8.49, this is a pork loin, whole boneless, we're going to get, I guarantee you, 1, 2, we'll have a meal today. There's 4 pork chop meals here because we only fix 2 or 3 pork chops at a time. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pork chops. So
that's at least 3 meals there.
3 meals of pork chops. 1 meal we'll eat it as a roast with mashed potatoes and gravy. And then the next day we will take whatever's left of it, we'll shred it up, and we'll make pork barbecue sandwiches. So we're looking at 5 or 6 meals for $8. Stretch it, folks. Stretch it. Make it go. That is a good deal. That's a great deal, actually. I mean, to get that much use out of one little pork tenderloin. So if you find those, you've seen how hard it was for me to prepare those. And I just cut them up simply, and they're about a little over ½ inch thick. So that worked up really good. Mama's over here peeling potatoes for our mashed potatoes. I'm going to open up a can of pork and beans, eat them just out of the can. We're not heating them. They're not baked beans. And I'm going to fry these pork chops. So, and our apple, we're going to have cinnamon apples, and that's because we already have them. Remember when Mama made up, we sliced up all those apples that time? We never did see a pie out of them. But we've eaten them several times. This has been a week ago, 2 weeks ago. But apples will keep. These have not been out of the refrigerator, and they'll keep. Here's some more we've had for breakfast of the morning. And we're going to mix those up. And that's what we're going to finish off today with our pork chops and with our pea salad. And it's going to be delicious. So, Mama, I'm going to let you have these pork chops. Because you are... Mama's going to let me have them. We're all going to let somebody have them. Give them to the cook, Mama. Maggie. Now, she'll take them. That gal will take them. You won't hear her arguing about no pork chops. Mama, did you... This is one thing about lives. We get a little stuff going on. But I'm going to go over here and put these pork chops on. Just like Mama told me to. You'll hold on. But I'm going to have to move you around, and I'm sorry. Okay. Not going to do all these, and we will fix the rest of these where they'll be put in the freezer. Mama can... I'll use the skillet right over there. With a skillet. Mama's going to... The Micro Pro grill that we have, we normally use it for pork chops. That's what she was bringing out. I would use it today, but everybody don't have those, and I want to show you how we fix them. If you're just home, fix them in a skillet. This will be the way to do it. Let me grab my skillet. I'm going to start out as healthy as I can. This is the potatoes Mama just now cut and diced up, and she's got them sitting over here on the heat. They'll start boiling in a minute. Mama, I'm not going to forget today. I'm putting salt in them right now.
You're doing good.
I'm just doing a shake because I've not washed my hands yet. Let me wash these hands. Even though I'm going to touch the pork right now again, I've got to touch everything over here before I get to that point. I can't see comments right now, so if you're saying something important, it'll be a minute. So I'm going to start out as healthy as I can with a little bit of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Just going to cover that skillet in. I hope y'all can see. If you can't see, swap those comments over to your right. So I'm just going to take these pork loins here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to shake a little salt on there and shake a little pepper. Put that down that way. Take the next one. Do the same thing. A little salt, a little pepper. Yes, you can put these in flour and do all that if you want. Mama, how many should I fix? You want to do 4?
We might want one later tonight.
Or for breakfast?
For breakfast.
They hold over beautifully. I'll do 4. And pepper and salt. That's it, folks. That's the recipe for a delicious pork chop. Now, you don't want to burn these up. I'm going to have coffee. You don't want to burn these up. You want to kind of cook them slow and low. Pork chops aren't something that you have to get a sear on before you cook them or any of that, because they'll get there. So I'm started these out on high, and I'm going to drop them down just as soon as I start hearing them work. Then I'll drop them right on down. These will go in the freezer, and Mama she probably won't show you today, but she'll show you sometime how she preps them for the freezer. Saran wrap, puts them in a freezer bag or in a Tupperware freezer storage.
Put wax paper in between each one.
Put wax paper in between each one so that you can peel out whatever you need. So now this is going to be the pork chops, and this is going to be the mashed potatoes. So now our next agenda will be that delicious pea salad. Now I'm going to set you all right there. Here, look at this butter bell till I get back.
Johnny.
Mama, you can entertain. I gotta get the onion. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
These lives are harder to do than you may think. Now I've got a fresh cutting board over here. So before you all get sideways about that pork, this is a fresh one. Did y'all enjoy the butter bell? This is a fresh one, and here we go. Maggie is out there preaching to the neighborhood. I tell her all the time, Maggie, honey, don't embarrass us in front of the neighbors. Here's the knife I thought I was using a while ago when I said serrated. That would have been good for the pork tenderloin, but I had the wrong one. This is a pink one, but this works really well. This is some red onion. I've got y'all so close. Can y'all see better now? This is a red onion. Now, when Mama says we just use a little bit, and I did wash my hands again. When Mama says we just use it, anytime I cut an onion and put it in the refrigerator, Mama, I'm getting the coughs again. I like to come back and cut it again, get a fresh cut. It's always a good idea, especially when you're dealing with onion, to get you a fresh cut before you start using it. A lot of people I know, they won't even use an onion that's being cut because onions can be dangerous. There's been a lot of people throughout time that got poisoned on some good old home-cooked potato salad, and they blamed it on the mayonnaise, and it really wasn't the mayonnaise, it was that onion. Onions can poison you quicker than anything. They just can. You want to be really careful when you're doing onions. Mama, you are too good to me. I had a cup, but thank you for the new cup and everything.
Well, I didn't know
you are the best little. Look at that, and that's piping hot. That's when you know somebody loves you. It's when they bring you coffee when your throat's a little itchy. That touched my soul. Did you see it? By the way, our combo on our Etsy store is still going on. You get an apron and this kind of cup for $30.
I have to match. I didn't know that.
You did, Mama. Look, Mama accidentally matched me. Or you can get the tumbler for $35 in an apron. And you can get different colors. You don't have to do red. That's Mama's color. That's what she likes. So what I'm going to do is just going to go down this onion here and just make some cuts. And then I was going to come back, and we're not putting much. We're using 1 can of peas. So that don't require much onion in our book. I like onion, and yes, I even eat onion sandwiches if it's a good tame onion. A little onion with some good Duke's mayonnaise on it and salt and pepper. That's a delicious sandwich. But now this little red onion here, I guess it's the season. This little onion, when I used it the other day, it bit back. And those yellow ones we've been using, they are strong. So when I say a dab of onion, I'm talking right there is about a couple of good tablespoons is all we're using in this pea salad because it's raw onion. And this is a powerful onion. And even though we probably won't eat it tomorrow, pea salad don't hold up great. If you've ever made pea salad, you don't want to make a bushel barrel of it and then expect to eat on it a week because it's not like vegetable soup. You're not going to eat on pea salad too many days, or we're not, because it gets watery and it don't quite have the freshness to it, in my opinion. Now some of y'all are going to say, John, I use it all the time. No, I can't. Sorry. This is 2 deviled eggs. That's the onion, Mama says. This is 2 boiled eggs. Why do I keep calling them deviled eggs? Somebody tell me. Get with it, John. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Hey, it ain't me this time.
I know, it's me. It could be that COVID pod people talk about.
What if you acted that way before?
Mama said, but what if you acted that way before? Thank you, Mama. I guess I did, didn't I? You hear my pork chops over there frying? Mama's just cut them down, and then we're going to let them get just low and slow. Thank you, Mama.
Which one do you need for the pea salad?
Probably that one in your right hand right there. This is Mama's recipe that I'm pulling it together because Mama is over there heating apples and taking care of pork chops. Now, normally if we pre-recorded, we would pause and let the pork chops cook and then pause and come back. You know how we did. But we really like the lives. Let me pull you all over here and look now and see what the comments are. See what y'all are saying. I made 2 ingredient biscuits today. I've heard of those. And they are delicious. 2 ingredient biscuits. Self-rising flour and having whipping cream. Wow, that is neat. I haven't tried the heavy whipping cream in the biscuits, but I would be willing to. I'm not married to a biscuit recipe or any other recipe, really. I will try and change and rearrange. Now, there's some traditional things I don't want touched. Like I don't want Mama's cornbread dressing messed up at Thanksgiving. But now on a Tuesday night, I would try something different with the dressing. But there's times when it's more about the tradition than it is even the food. You know, my birthday, I want chocolate, double layered chocolate cake with chocolate icing. I won't try nothing different on my birthday. But now, some of y'all are wishing me happy birthday this morning. I don't know. Somebody had a birthday this morning. My birthday's not to the end of March. But thank you anyway. That was this morning at the Sunday school hour. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'll try different recipes. But not on special occasions. Don't want to mess that up. Because that's tradition. So what are y'all eating today? We love your shows. Thank you, Susan. We love to have y'all here. It means so much to Mama and I when y'all show up and stay with us for a while. And y'all are just, really, you're like family. And I'm sorry that we don't have a program. You know, I'm sorry that we just go, it just had to reconnect. We just go to the seat of our pants. We don't write nothing out. We don't plan nothing out. We don't rehearse. We don't. What you see is what you get. And our not replays, our pre-recorded such the same way. I don't know how to edit, so I stop and pause, and we'll take a minute to fry a pork chop maybe. But then when we start back up, it's just what it is. We don't have don't do any editing. Don't know how. Wouldn't if I could. Because that's not what this program's about. This program's not about perfection. And trust me when I say, Mama and I we're not experts on cooking. We don't have a degree in that. We're not experts on advice. This is what we've learned over life, and we're just sharing with you what we've learned. It's nothing. You do what you do, and that'll be great. But if you want to see how we do us, then that's how we do it. Also, some people asked me last night about the stars, and I see some stars. Thank you all for the stars. There is a little pin thing down there, probably right there, that says something about a subscription. Those are things Facebook is doing. Uh, you don't have to subscribe to us to see any of our content. It's on here for you all to see. We don't charge for any recipes except if we write a cookbook, and we've not done that yet. So it's just us being us, and there's a lot of things that are doing. Stars is one of them, and we appreciate it, but you certainly never ever have to do those. And you know, somebody said something about the subscription, you get a badge or you get something, or stars cost money. The hearts are free, you know, and you don't have to do anything except just watch and enjoy. That's what this is all about. Let's take the stress out of stuff. Everything in the world has stress anymore. Have you noticed? Even going to the store, you got to swipe your credit cards. There's always a lot of work to and stress. Nothing is just easy and smooth anymore. So let's just make it easy, folks. Just make it easy and enjoy it. Coffee time is all about the time, and it's all about the enjoyment. Now, for me, it is about the coffee a little bit. Mama knows that. And she brought me that delicious hot coffee, and it just hit the spot. Going to put our pea salad in this bowl here, and this is just canned peas. Yeah, they're the dull, plain old peas from the can. And that's all I'm going to put in there is just that can of peas. I'm going to put my 2 eggs, and I'm going to put, it's just about 2 tablespoons of onion. It was probably a medium-sized 1 slice diced, is if you wanted a measurement on it. If I was making a big old bowl, and sometimes when we're having guests or something, we'll make 2 cans, and we'll make a big old bowl of it, and it's good. But for today, and you can eat it tomorrow, but probably that's it. It's one of those things that's quick-lived. Because those onions, like Mama says, they get strong. I've got one right here, Mama. Have these in this bowl been washed?
No, I have to have it.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to
She
have
said,
it.
no, that's what I was telling you. Mama tells me all the time, you don't listen. Then I turn around and I say, you don't say it, Mama. But this time she did. Mama sometimes will say, I told you this. No, Mama, I don't have any memory whatsoever of that conversation. She don't tell me.
Hey, I heard that.
These are the Romas. These are store-bought Romas. And what they're going to do mostly is give a little color. But now these that we've been eating on, they taste pretty good. They're not those real white inside, and they're not dry. They've been actually pretty good.
We even ate some of them on hamburgers.
We even ate some of them on hamburgers. I didn't open up a can this time. Now I'm just going to dice these up. Can y'all see anything that I'm doing other than talking right in my mouth? Okay. So I'm just going to dice these up, get a good cut on them, and just put them in there, big chunky, for a little bit of color, a little bit of taste in there. And then you can make pizza without tomatoes. If it were last month we were making these, probably wouldn't get tomatoes unless I did open a can and drain them really well, and then I would have put some canned diced tomatoes. Mama's got the pork chops over here just sizzling away. I would take you over there and show you, but y'all seen a pork chop cooked before, and it's just pork chop. That's really all there is going on over there. And some potatoes are boiling, and the apples are heating. This is going to be a super simple southern luncheon today. It's not going to take us all day. We started it literally when I come on with you all. Mama said, are you going to prep this stuff? I said, nah. Nah, they'll know. They know how we are. We went on our little Sunday ride right after church. We decided to go through the neighborhood, nose around, see what people's up to, see if they put up new fences. Somebody did over here. Looks really good, by the way. If you're watching, your fence looks pretty. We go nose around, and I'll tell you something we nosed around today. Made Mama madder than fire, and I don't know what I'm going to do with her the rest of the day over it. She's all tore up.
Oh, I'll get over it.
She saw some people that had their gardens turned. Isn't that a wonderful sign? I was excited about it. I said, "Oh look, Mama, they got their gardens turned." She said, "Y'all ain't got a thing done to mine." Touched a sore spot just a little bit. But now I'm gonna tell you, Mama's not doing a garden this year, so you don't have to turn raised beds. It's better kind of if you don't. You just want to loosen them a little bit with a pitchfork or something you can get under there and aerate that soil. But you don't want to really turn it because that's the whole ecosystem of a raised bed. You don't want all those weeds. You don't want to give them new.
I get my little baby killer.
Mama's got a. Is it a weasel? Garden
Nile.
weasel.
Or Nile.
It's a little thing on rolls. Oh, well, she's got a big one with a big wheel that you pull. I think that's what she's talking about. But she's got a little garden weasel too. It's got these little tines and they just turn. And it's like a hoe. She'll use that on it and I'll help her. But you don't want to really flip a lot of your raised beds because that's the whole point, and it keeps the weeds from germinating, and you don't want that. So when you're doing it in the ground and you're planting different stuff, then you need that soil aerated and then you need it turned. And that's what everybody around here is doing. And it just makes me so hopeful of spring. Mama's excited about it too. I was just joking. But she was a little bit, and I ain't got a thing done for mine. I said, "Now Mama, I thought we talked about it and I thought you said that you just wasn't doing that mess this year." And she said, "I'm not. I'm going to put some in my raised beds." And she's wanting to work on the flower beds up front and do some of that stuff. So we'll do that. But we will have some good herbs. And we will have some tomatoes. Mama's shaking her head yes. And we'll have some green onions. And we'll have some green leaf lettuce. And we'll have the essentials. We won't do potatoes of any kind. And we don't do corn now. We buy that frozen most of the time. We buy our potatoes at the store. So we'll have a...
like our corn so good that they like to try it out before we got it.
Mama makes the corn, she raises corn so good, the crows eat it before we get a chance most of the time. What you cooking? We are cooking, thank you for those stars, folks. We are cooking pork chops, pork and beans, and I'll give you the recipe for this. 1 can of Van Camp pork and beans, open and poured in this little Tupperware bowl. This is pea salad that I'm working on. This is a can of peas, just a ounce can, what a 10 ounce can? 15, Mama said. 2 boiled eggs, 2 tablespoons of red onion, and 1 Roma tomato diced. And I'm going to put a drop of mustard. And I'm going to put a little bit of mayonnaise and pickle relish. And a little bit of Mama's sugar. Oh, you don't put sugar in this? Mama said no sugar. So ixnay the sugar. When I say a drop of mustard, I want to show y'all. I'm going to put about the equivalent of a dime. Because this ain't going to be much. So you see what I put? Less than you'll put on a hot dog. I put about a dime size in there. This is sweet pickle relish. Now if you want to be really good, you can take sweet pickles and dice them up. Some people tell me they don't like relish. They love sweet pickles, they don't like sweet pickle relish. I guess I'm not a pickle connoisseur enough to know the difference because I like pickle relish. I like whole pickles and I'll chop them if I don't have relish. But today I do have relish and I'm just going to use about a tablespoon of pickle relish. And that's all I'm putting in there. Sweet pickle relish. And Mama's gonna... Mama, you want Dukes in this? I thought there was some Dukes in here.
I think I know.
Look right down there. Mama, you mean you let us get out of Dukes again? We have not been to the big store.
It's out.
It's all but out. We'll have to get some more. So this will be some Hellmann's. We like Hellmann's. Second, I do. Mama, do you like Hellmann's better?
I can't tell nothing.
Mama can't tell.
I just mix it in. I don't eat them like it.
Mama says she ain't eating that. She said pea salad. So here's the pea salad. And I'm going to, this is just a regular spoon. It's not a measuring spoon. So I'm going to use 1 spoonful of mayonnaise in this because it's not just going to be all mayonnaise. I'm putting that much right there to start with. May have to come back and get a little bit more, but this is what I plan on using. Mama, you want salt and pepper in this?
Just a tad.
Okay.
The salt with all the other, you don't need no more salt.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to grate just some McCormick black pepper corns in here. And this will just give it a good taste. And that's it. Our seasoning palette today, either pork chops, this, all of it is pretty simple. Good old universal salt and pepper. So all I'm going to do, can you all see I keep moving this camera and I keep not knowing what I'm doing with it. Whew. I'm a mess today. So I don't want to mash my piece. I'm just kind of digging at it gently. I'm not doing a rough stir or nothing. And I just want this to be enough in it to make it good
Slightly
piece of.
tossed, maybe what you should say.
Slightly tossed is what Mama says it should be seen. Mama's seen me doing that and she's, nuh-uh, don't do that. Yes, ma'am. All right, Mama, here we go. I'm going to use another amount of mayonnaise about similar to what I just used. I was just going to dump it in there. But I can tell that it's going to need to be about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise.
Do the mustard already?
Yes, ma'am. I put the whole dime size in there. It's done.
Pickle relish.
Yes, ma'am. Pickle relish is all done.
And tomatoes is making it look pretty.
Aren't they? Don't that look like a big old bowl of spring? Now, 2 tablespoons and this amount turned out to be just right. And I'm just going to fold it. Don't want to damage everything. I don't want pea mush. I want them to still have their beautiful little pea cells in shape there. But that's it, folks. That's pea salad in a bowl. And it's just red onion. I mean, if y'all are wanting the recipe, it's 1 can of peas. 2 boiled eggs. Why do you keep doing that, John? Whew. 2 boiled eggs. And 1 Roma tomatoes and 1 slice of onion chopped up. And salt and pepper to taste. A tad of mustard. And 2 tablespoons of Hellmann's mayonnaise is what this is in this bowl. And I guarantee it's going to be delicious. Not because I made it, because this is the way Mama makes it and has made it my whole life for the most part. And it's delicious. Now, in my pea salad, if I was just making it off the cuff, I probably would grate up some carrots in it because I tend to do that because carrots gives it a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of color. And I've always put carrots in my potato salad, as you all know. And if we make it with frozen peas, we always put a little cheddar cheese in it. We try to get
I
the
usually
cheddar
put cheese in
cubes.
that like that.
You want cheese in this too, Mama?
I usually put a little. But
Well,
we'll
go.
We'll try it without it.
Well, no, we won't have to try it. I just didn't think you put it in your other. I don't think I ever remember cheese being in your regular. Mama, you're getting me on here. Changing the rules. We'll put a little cheddar cheese in this too, folks. We're going to live on the edge. Living right on the edge here. How do you do your potatoes, Linda? Well, I tell you, Mama, I guess we can show you. She's not got them done. We peeled some just Irish potatoes, just regular potatoes. And she cubed hers up. And she's letting them boil. We add salt and pepper to them. And then we'll let them cook till they're good and tender, fork tender. We'll drain off a little bit of the water, but we use a lot of the water. And then we'll put canned cream or canned evaporated milk is what not. Someone asked me the other day when we made mashed potatoes, was it condensed sweet milk? Absolutely not. Those are 2 different, totally different things. Canned milk is evaporated milk. It's just milk that's been condensed. So canned cream and condensed milk is 2 different things. Condensed milk's got sugar. It's really sweet. Use that in. Actually, you can take a can of condensed milk and make caramel or caramel. What do y'all say? Caramel or caramel? Caramel or caramel. It didn't sound different, but it is. I call it caramel. Caramel apples, caramel cubes. But you can take a can of condensed milk and make caramel. So this is what the can reads evaporated milk, but it used to say pet cream when you bought the pet product. So it's what we use in the mashed potatoes. Mom, you want to bring them over here and mash them and let them see how you mash them? We've mashed them several, but we do have a lot of new folks on here. We want to welcome you all. It doesn't matter to us if you've been here for the whole time we've been on, which is a little 2 years, or if you just got here, your family, and we appreciate you being here. We really do. Thank you all again for those stars. I still see them going up. We appreciate it, and you all are just kind. You all are just too kind. One thing I did forget yesterday, and someone asked, they was wanting to know if we got it, is we did get another piece of mail. It was Harry and David's. Mama, do you have those handy?
I will try to find them. If you'll mash on those.
I'll mash on these, Mama. And we have forgot to list them when we open mail, and I'll tell you why. Because Mama loves Harry and David's. And I'm just going to tell you. And as soon as we got that, she took that and put it up. Because she said somebody knocked that off the dining room table and break it. So she's been very careful with her Harry and David's. I'm going to show them to you. She's getting it right now. This is the potatoes. And see, Mama drained the water off from them. But the salt flavor and everything's still on there. And this is just a potato masher. And this is one we use. We've got an older one that Mama used to use. But I guess we've modernized. We've had this one for about 10 years or 15. All you do is just mash your potatoes up with this masher. People do use different mashers. Now here's the thing about potatoes, and you may have people that will say, no, that ain't right, but this is what I have found. And I think science backs it up a little bit. But a lot of people will do their mashed potatoes, they whip them, and they'll use a mixer. And they'll let it run on high, and they want it just as smooth as it possibly can be. To me, a little lump in a mashed potato every now and then, it's okay. I don't want them real lumpy, but if you mash them good, use butter in them and cream, I hardly ever find lumps in ours. But sometimes you might. But it's kind of like when you're making your biscuits. If you overwork your biscuit dough, it releases all that starch and it makes them tougher. You don't want that. Same thing with mashed potatoes. If you whip them, you're going to have you ever had mashed potatoes that were kind of sticky, or they were smooth, but they would stick to the bowl? And
I call them starchy potatoes.
Starchy potatoes. I don't like mine whipped. I like my mashed potatoes mashed for that reason, because I want them light and fluffy. I don't want them smooth and pasty. And this is about a little over a tablespoon. Because we're trying to cut back, I'm just going to put a little bit of butter, about 2 tablespoons in this amount. This is the milk we've been talking about. See, it says on the can, evaporated milk, and it's just that. It's just whole milk boiled down, and a lot of the water's been boiled out of it, and it makes evaporated milk. It's condensed milk. But now, when you're talking about sweetened condensed milk, that sweetened is what you're talking about. You don't want that in your mashed potatoes. Alright, so there is the mashed potatoes with the butter and the salt. Mom, did you already put pepper in these?
No.
I'll put a little dash.
Did you put some salt in it? Because I never put much.
I put salt when I cooked them. But I'll add a little shake right now. Okay. This is just fresh ground pepper. I usually just use shake pepper. But this is just happened to have it sitting right here, and I figured I'll use it. And this one just happens to be empty, where I've used it for everything else. I'm not filled it up yet.
Shaker box?
You want it? Yeah. I can put some there now for.
No, it's at Harry and David's.
Okay. I forget who sent this to Harry and David's. Who was asking that last night?
You told me and I forgot.
I told you and I forgot. Sorry, folks. That's what my mind does. But thank you to whoever done it. Was it Holly? If you're on here. So that's me. So I just put enough cream in here to keep them. Enough cream in here to make them good and moist. And you want them a little wetter than what you're going to serve them. Because even with mashing them like this, a lot of that starch is released. And they tighten up. And they get stiffer. And they get a little packed where you want to serve them. So I always make mine a little bit looser than what I would want to serve them, because within 2 minutes, they're going to be thicker. You'll think, oh, I've got them too thin. Nah, they'll thicken up. They'll thicken right up, and you'll have good mashed potatoes. Mercy. Did you see that hitting me in the face? Okay, here's another thing we talked about before. We ain't fancy, but if you're just eating a meal, just you and your personal family, you're not inviting nobody over, you're not, as Mama says, putting on no airs for the company. We leave them in this hot pot, and they'll stay good and warm while we're eating. While they're here on the table, they'll stay good and warm. Here is the Harry and David's. This is Mama's favorite, sweet pepper onion relish. She loves this. I'll be making it.
Excuse me, I'll move this out of the way.
I thought she's going here to clean. I'll be making her a cheese ball out of that before long. This is pepper and onion relish, smoked bacon, and this is just so kind. And I will name the person. Here is the pepper and onion relish. This is a classic recipe. I guess this may be Mama's real favorite, the classic, because that's what we used to. And this is the charred pineapple relish. Now, I think this is going to be one of my favorites.
It'll be delicious.
But we thank you. We did get it. Mama ran as soon as she got it. I came home the day it came in, and she said, somebody sent us some Harry and David's. And I just love it. And I said, yes, ma'am. We'll fix you a cheese ball. So she went and put it in the pantry so it wouldn't get knocked off the table in there. And then we forgot to mention it. And now I forgot the person's name. If you're on here, it seemed like I want to say it was Holly. I am so sorry. I wish my mind was... I can't even remember the difference between a boiled egg and a deviled egg. People, you know what I'm going through here with this craziness. I can't...
Do you want tea?
Sweet tea on a Sunday would be great, Mama. Just a little sweet tea, and I've got my coffee. Good times right here. I'm telling you, that coffee is delicious. I'm using some Starbucks breakfast blend coffee that someone sent me. I hadn't really gotten into the Starbucks coffee as much. And then y'all sent it, and now I just love it. Starbucks breakfast blend. I mix it with my community and sometimes, but I do love it. It's delicious. Thank you, thank you. Now look at these golden brown pork chops. Now, aren't those delicious? Those are just salt and pepper, cooked on low and slow. And we'll eat a couple of these, and we'll have a couple for breakfast in the morning. We can put them on a biscuit, or we can put them on a piece of light bread. Might eat them later, who knows? But we usually fix 4, and then we have something for another meal. And that way, you don't have to cook every time you eat. I'll show you the table here right quick.
I like them a little browner. I make them browner than a lot of people like.
Yeah, we like them brown. Now, Mama likes a little browner. Here is the dishes today. So there's the mashed potatoes. There's those delicious pork chops. That's the apples we had left over. That's the pork and beans, and there's that pea salad.
And what happened to the spoon? And it's in there. I just didn't see it.
In where, Mama?
Pea salad. I thought, well,
Yeah,
what
that
happened?
big silver thing sticking out the side.
Well, it's right on top of that one.
Mama couldn't see that spoon.
Oh, it was on that other one. Give me a little credit.
Oh, I'll give you all the credit, Mama. You get all the credit.
Here's your tea, sir.
You are wonderful, Mama. Isn't that wonderful? Now, you all have been with us the entire time we've been prepping this, right from the time I cut the meat. So, how long we've been on here, there's no time on here anymore. However long we've been is how long it's took to pull
A long time.
to pull this meal together. So, it's been quite simple and quite easy. So, if you're thinking, it takes all day long, nah, it don't take all day. You can pull it together quicker.
And the rolls, I worked on morning on them. They're right there by you.
Look at these delicious homemade rolls that Mama made.
I was lazy.
These are delicious rolls. These are Hawaiian. I'm sure y'all know about them. We make sliders out of these, ham and cheese sliders. But it's fine to do it. Remember we talked about this, a semi-homemade shortcut? Now, Mama could have got up early this morning.
No, she couldn't.
Made rolls. Let them rise. Let them bake. Or just stop by the store and grab these delicious ones. Mama will let you peel yours off.
Thank you, sir.
And that's all we need. We'll just eat a roll. I mean, it's not like we need a whole pan of them. And we'll have these for sliders. She bought some ham. So I can see sliders one day for lunch or even one night for a quick supper. What do you think, Mama?
Yeah.
Mama, we'll bless it and then we'll fill our plates in and you can eat.
Yeah, I can eat while you talk and talk and talk.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this wonderful meal. We thank you for these precious hands that prepared it, dear Lord. We just ask for the nourishment of our body. Lord, be with each and every person that's turned in a prayer request and everyone's dealing with sickness, dear Lord. We just pray for healing and we pray for your answers and your time and your glory. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, folks, that's Southern Sunday lunch. And here it is, Mama. I will fill you a plate up. Don't overdo it. Don't you do it.
As my daddy always taught us, get a little out, and then if you want more, you can go back and get a little more.
But Mama, if it was cake, you would eat 2 or 3 slices of that. But now
I don't.
If it's a pork chop, you'll say, I just want half that.
Oh, that's enough for right now.
1 little spoonful of beans?
Yeah.
Mama, you need a bigger spoon for these apples.
Well, it's what I had in my kettle, so I wouldn't scratch. Oops. Sorry, sir.
We like apples without, I filled your plate up and didn't give me one thing.
That's good. You didn't need nothing there.
Well, thank you, Mama. Mama, you have to eat all this pork chop before you can get it from the table.
Ugh. That ain't nice to say. Now, see, you say 1 spoonful. Look at my plate, how full. I'll never eat all that.
Well, okay, Mama. You've done good today. I'm going to let you have that. And I didn't put no mashed potatoes on there. You can do that.
I get that.
I'll put a little on mine. Folks, we hope you're having something good today. We hope you enjoy your day. We hope you enjoy this beautiful weather. It's not as warm as it is sometimes this time of year here, but it is very pretty, and we're enjoying it. That's the reason we went on our little Sunday ride. We're Southern and we're old-timey, so we get out on Sunday and do Sunday driver rides. Look at that. I've got apples, Mama. I'm going to have to go to the doctor and say, look, I just can't get it together. I'm embarrassing myself. I'm embarrassing myself in front of friends.
When you've got something and go dig more.
What was it Dad used to say? If he had bread, he got more bread. Isn't there a saying for that one?
You're a hog.
You're a hog. Wasn't it? There's something though that you say if you have bread, y'all know that Southern saying. So pretty, Mama. Mama's got on her sheepskin.
Sheepskin. It ain't sheepskin.
I told her she's dressed like a shepherd girl whenever she wears this. It's a vest, but it's kind of that wool thing. And her purple and her beautiful necklace that someone sent. And it's got the purple in it. And it looks really pretty. Mama, I want you to try that peas salad.
I've done tried the peas salad.
And?
It's just like springtime. Very good.
It is, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Is it as good as yours?
Why, yeah.
It is yours. I just done it. Tastes just like yours, Mama, and I'm proud. It is like spring, folks. It really is. Let's see what y'all are saying here. Mama has her lines down on John Sherry. She probably does. Hey, Lorraine, how are you? Hey, Lois, my message just kind of froze for a minute. It's only 2 degrees in Scotland. Karen, stay warm. Make you some soup. Oh, let's see. Good bread, good meal, good meat. Hey, Barbara. Gosh, let's see. Yep, that's what I said. Let's eat up here, Barbara. Hey, John and Mama from Salem, Oregon. Hey, Misty, how are you? Hey, Judy. John, when you get older, your desire for food changes. I know it does, Judy. And Mama eats good. I don't fuss at her all the time, but sometimes I think she needs a little more protein. I want her to be healthy. And I'll say, Mama, you need more protein. Because then she would eat some mashed potatoes and some rolls. And if there was any dessert, which we didn't make any dessert, she really likes it. Love pea salad. Me too. Hey, Michelle, pea salad sounds good. Johnny, it is. Fix you up some. It's quick. It's easy. It's just a dash and a done. You would enjoy it. The pea salad really does kind of remind me of spring today. This weather kind of reminds me of spring. Mama, I left my apron on to eat.
Well, that's all right. You probably need it.
Mama said, that's rude. Take that apron off before you sit down to the table. And here I left it on. Folks, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to enjoy our Southern Sunday lunch, and we're going to say get you something good to eat, make you some memories, do something fun today. The sun's a shining, the skies are blue. It's a little chilly, but it's still a nice day. Get out and ride around. Do a Sunday ride. Go through the neighborhood and nose around, see what your neighbors is up to. You know, people don't put stuff in the yard and build pretty fences and plant flowers just so they can see them. They expect you to drive around, nose around, and see what they're doing. They do. So get out and make them happy. Nose around and see what your neighbors is up to. If you see them out in the store, say, oh, I was up by your house the other day and your flowers is beautiful. Or, oh, I seen you turn your garden. That was nice. They love it. That's where people, they're, as Mama says, put on ours for company. That's the reason you fix your yard up and put all the pretty stuff in there. So it's your duty.
You do it for your pleasure, too.
It's your duty to get out and ride around and nose around and see what you can see. Folks, we're going to say goodbye. You all have a great day. You all have, find you something good to eat and enjoy yourselves, okay? Say goodbye, Mama.
Goodbye, Mama, and God bless you all.
We may or may not see y'all again later. Just depends on what we get into. Bye.